When we were here, nobody took care of you except boot camp that I know of. The media didn't, right? The guys on TV didn't. The newspapers didn't. Your next door neighbor that made all that money in the stock market, all he could talk about is all the big investments. And how about your other neighbor who bought 3 houses and he's like, oh man, it's so easy, I'm a multi-millionaire. Could you lend me $10? I'm just got some cash flow problems. But I own $2 million in real estate, even though I have a $25,000 income. Can you lend me some money? I'm just sort of tied up in some real estate deals. Oh, I'm a real estate developer. Remember when that was cool? Now I got real estate developers cleaning my toilet. It's a fact. Okay? No disrespect to real estate developers. It's just true. Maybe not cleaning my toilet, but digging holes in my yard and planting trees. I had a guy over here the other day. He was the lead builder for a 2,000 house community. Now he was lucky to make his truck payment. And he's doing, very low-paying work. I said, man, that must have sucked, because I know when you signed that deal, you went out and smoked a cigar and said to yourself, man, I finally made it. I've made it to the big time. My real estate development company just won the leading bid to build a 2,000 house community. Do you think that guy felt good when he signed that deal? Do you think he was thinking, set for life? Finally made it to the big time? Private island in the Caribbean, here I come? Do you think he said to himself, you know what? I think in 3 years I'll be scrounging around for coins at the bottom of my couch. Yeah, totally. Hey, Bowie. Boy, so here's the thing, guys. Nobody told him. How about when your stock portfolio dropped 44%? Did that piss you off? Or if you had a wealth manager at one of these funds. Have you guys listened to that interview I did on the radio? It's on the sound effects. By the way, the new website is now soundeffectsmanagement.com. Okay? So I talked about it there in the radio interview. I'm like, well, people with decent amount of money, like professionals, they hire a management team. So some MBA at a big name firm, he manages your wealth for you. What did he do? Nothing. But he called you and said, well, we're only down 20%. Ride it out. This is normal. Then a week later, no, we're only down 30%. This is normal. You're a long-term investor. You don't want to respond to market timing. Then he called you back at 40%. No, don't worry about it. We're near the bottom. Maybe you should double down. The reason he said that is he gets paid for the money that he manages, not for the money he makes. So if you say, you know what, maybe we should cash out. Yeah, but then he won't get paid. Who's going to make his Jaguar payments if you take your money out? So that guy failed you. All right? So the entire professional finance community failed you. And look how unbelievable. That's the part that just makes me angry. Angry. I get mad. I mean, deep down inside, I'm so mad because it's so easy to predict and it's so easy to prepare for. And even if you're not sure how big the collapse is going to be, well, at least you can hedge. At least you can, do some options or futures trading to offset your losses. if you can't cash out it, because if it's your retirement account, you can't really cash out, can you? But somebody should do something, right? I mean, something. What do you do if you're driving down the freeway and you see a car accident in front of you? You just close your eyes and keep going? Or do you kind of slow down and change lanes and try to protect yourself and make sure everything's cool? I mean, something, right? You close your eyes and ride out the storm. Why ride out the storm? Cash out of the stuff you can. Maybe buy some bonds. Maybe sell some S&P 500 futures. And it's not complicated. Do something. And yet the media, even today, they're like, oh, well, I remember they had some guy on, they called it, they gave him some sort of nickname, the guy that called the market crash. I mean, dude, a ninth grader could make that call. The fact that the entire professional community didn't make the call is absurd. So anyways, right in here, we cashed out of our equities, we cashed out of our house at the top of the market. That's what I did personally. That's it. It's not bragging. It's just it. I mean, look, the yield curve inverted. I had 6 months to 18 months to get the hell out, so I did. That's it. Hey, Wayne, why'd you move to Georgia? Is it a inverted yield curve? What'd you do? Nothing. Oh, okay. And that's the conversation that I have with a lot of people. I used to be a real estate developer. Oh, really? I'm a currency trader. I have been for a while. I never used to be nothing. What were you before 2007? I used to be a real estate developer. Oh, really? Well, in 2007, I was a currency trader. 2008 was beautiful. What an awesome year that was. Yeah, that's true. I did actually, Jose. It's true. That turned out to be good too, right? It was a lucky year. I'm sure that's the peak of their selling season, huh? Yeah. What's going to happen to them in November, Kurt? So anyways, that's all I can take emotionally, because every time I do this I get mad, and I hope you do too, and I hope you leave with the understanding that nobody gives a crap about you. Nobody's going to take care of you, except yourself. The only people on this planet that love you, maybe perhaps your mother and the boot camp coaching staff. Nobody else gives a damn about you. And if you don't learn this stuff, the next time it crashes, there's going to be a few people that make $1 billion, and everybody else will lose the vast majority of their life savings. Where do you think the $1 billion came from, guys? Oh, John Paulson. Everybody loves John Paulson. John Paulson made $1 billion betting against the subprime real estate market. Well, where'd that $1 billion come from, guys? That's the part that pisses me off. And that there were people in place that were supposed to take care of you, and they didn't. Okay? So the next time if this happens, make $1 billion. Don't lose it. Cash out, buy some bonds. You'll be fine. And then what do? You buy at the bottom, guys. Now, when we were at the bottom, let me just very quickly do this. I might have lost the chart, maybe if I reload. I remember having debates and stuff when we were near the bottom, down in here in 2009, my message to boot camp at that time is you cannot save your way into prosperity. I talked a lot about that back then, that you've got to buy back in. You can't just be like everybody else, watch it crash, cash out at the bottom, and then watch it rally, and then buy back in at the top. That was a big message that I gave many times, probably for that whole year, okay? And when our big buy-in was that pull back to 8,000 on the Dow, okay? So it wasn't like just buy because of 50%. I don't want to keep going in the speech because I've already run over half. And my message at the time is get ready, get ready, get ready. You need to buy back in. You need to buy low. You need to buy when people are still worried. And when this rally started, and I remember it because, you know, I've only been a professional trader, you know, a while. I'm not 75 years old with 45 years of experience, right? So my experience recently, there were two experiences I remember that I think were important to me personally as a trader. One is the day I went to the S&P 500 with Kurt. And we're over there